Hello, I am a duck. Let's talk about Viewpoint. This is part 3 of my personal art journey implementing elements of the Spiderverse art style into my own. If you haven't seen part 1 or 2, I highly encourage starting out with them to understand my mindset when approaching this piece of artwork. Let's get into the video. You know how this goes by now. She sings, it builds, I create, but approaching this piece was just a bit different. This is what pushed me to begin Leap in the first place. This idea came before my experiment with the art style worked itself out in Sundown. Picture this. You're a duck watching Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse for the very first time, and Coi Leirai's vocals reach into your heart over the soft but impactful atmosphere of Metro Boomin's beautiful instrumental. You live in this moment with Gwen, to feel her hope and witness her pain. This should sound familiar to everyone, mostly. Now, fast forward to the masterful scene of Miles and Gwen upside down together, peering over the city, and let their words live with you separately. Think about where it comes from. All I could think about was how these two heroes, who are in the exact same space, doing very similar things, could have completely different views of the world and its struggles. Now, this isn't a film or character study, so I'll leave that task to someone more knowledgeable. This is where I initially was inspired. It was a high point every time I thought about the story of my project. So I started self-love and began the sketch. I needed the thick, messy depiction just like before, but I also wanted to have a few revisions. I knew making this what I wanted would take time. I decided the first thick sketch would be without reference to fully get my idea down. Then, I would pull in all references needed and mold what I had closer to the endpoint. No matter what, I had a vision for this venture, and I needed it to shine through. Miles' facial structure was amazing from the start. I couldn't wait to do more to bring it into the light, but I needed the background, as always, so after the initial color, I jumped into making the beautiful backgrounds. Platform, cityscape, clouds, and lighting. I've really grown accustomed to love the sky process, and I'm really excited to develop it going forward. Also, I love eyes when it comes to digital art now, but I couldn't figure out why Gwen's eyes were so unappealing to me here. No matter what I tried, they just didn't fit the rest of the piece. Then later, I decided to do something abnormal. I closed them. It felt so thematic that the second I made the choice, I excitedly scrambled to add highlights. Something else I had been doing, which was out of the norm for me, was sketching in black. I never sketch in black because the sketch is ultimately a part of the piece as a preview of sorts for the values and blend it in. Sketching with black usually makes things muddy for me. Because of the majority of these drawings having dark suits and no shown skin, I was able to get away with it so far. It would undoubtedly become an issue here, a failing point. I saw that. And though I was initially fearful that it would ruin the art, I ultimately embraced it, taking the challenge head on. Once everything was set in place, I did more shaping and values before excitedly jumping to the highlights on Miles' face. The suit textures have now become a staple. The bounce and rim lighting always sells the subjects. At the last minute, I realized I forgot Gwen's shoes, and I went through the entire art process for them. A few God rays from the setting sun, and we were there, standing in the same place, at the same time, with intent of the same goals. but a completely different viewpoint. 19 hours, 58 minutes. Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed part 3 of me implementing beautiful elements of the Spiderverse art style into my own. Funny story. I recorded all of the audio for this, and after I finished that perfect take, I proceeded to almost delete the entire thing. My screen went blank and I panicked. Thank God for an undo button, right? Now, if you liked anything in this video, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. If you are excited for part 4 or have anything that you want to talk about pertaining to what we spoke of in the video or the art, then leave a comment below. And of course, if you want to see any of my art, maybe things I'm currently working on, or maybe things I've worked on in the past, then head on over to my Instagram. You'll find me as Sofa King Duck. With that being said, I'll see you soon.